I have to say, this coffee shop owner has to be my new favorite character. I'm not sure how often we're going to see this guy, but throughout this episode, which a good half of the episode was revolved around him and Gab now working for him as a part-time student there, working at this cafe to kind of just be this waitress, but of course you know it's not going to end well, as this is Gab, who is just a horrible person right now. But I loved his reactions throughout this episode, watching him see her as just like this foreign student, as, oh, actually, you know, her name doesn't sound Japanese. She must be a foreign exchange student. This must be really hard for her. I can't give her, you know, hell for being rude to the customer. She doesn't know she's being rude. And watching it just progressively escalate throughout this episode was just, it was hilarious to me. It had me dying of laughter of just how absurd it was. Like when she's taking the order and she comes back saying, hey, we need one of these. Okay, well, we serve this in ice or hot. Like, which one does the customer want? I want it hot. Yeah, but what does the customer want? You mean I have to go back and say it? No, I'll ask the customer. This guy is being such a pushover because of how nice he is. He thinks she is just this foreign exchange student, which technically it is true, as she did come from heaven, so she isn't from Japan, she is a foreign exchange student. But still, she is such a manipulative bastard, and it's hilarious watching this guy throughout the episode just get crushed as he's just trying to say like, oh, I'm really proud of my house blend, you know? It's really, I get the best beans, I go handpick them myself, I buy them myself, and no one gives a shit, even when freaking Satania comes in and she's literally just wants the house blend, so Gab will actually serve her. She doesn't give any shits about this coffee, and you just see the weight of that just crush the poor guy. And it's not until Vinay comes in saying, I would like the house blend. You don't want that. You don't want that because you're a youngin', you're not gonna enjoy this. And to see how happy he gets when Vinay is just like, this is the best coffee ever. Do you have like any secrets to this? And he's just so happy and he's crying that he can tell this story of how he makes his coffee, which everyone before him just crushed him saying they didn't care. Honestly, the comedy is just getting progressively more and more funny to me. They're introducing new elements to this cast, and I'm really hoping, even if it's only for a short while, every episode we get to see a little bit of this guy, because he's such an innocent guy. He's just trying to be nice to Gab, and Gab is just a manipulative bitch. Like, seriously, she really is. She's saying, like, I'm not gonna work, like, more than one day a week. That is too much. Yeah, you don't have to overwork yourself. That's okay. I just thought the comedy of this episode was hilarious. This was definitely the most funny episode to me. There's so much to it. I mean, Satania literally getting killed by having a door thrown onto her near the end, like, that had me laughing. The overall execution of the episode, I thought, just how it layered the comedy, like, it honestly felt like I was watching 2 episodes. Like, there was so much content here, but it flew by. Like, I was just having a blast with the character dynamics. I think it's progressively getting more and more interesting. We're having different characters interact with each other. I mean, we had Vinay as well as, I forget her name, but the white-haired angel who's technically a demon. I liked their interactions in the coffee shop there when they were eating like these pastries here, and they had like a wicked game of who's going to pay the bill, who's going to get the spicy one. Like, just the overall character interactions I thought had been really entertaining throughout all 3 of these episodes, but it's getting progressively more and more interesting. Now, obviously, at some point, we're going to reach a point that it doesn't continue to improve, but I mean, we've seen, I think, the lowest aspects we will see in the series so far, and the lowest aspects are still high in my opinion. Like, I'm just having a blast with this series. Like, it's honestly one of my favorite series from this season. It's definitely in the top 5 for me. I think it's hilarious with what it's doing. A lot of the character models you would assume would be a typical trope based on the hair color, as that's usually what anime does, is a hair color usually represents a trope, but the way Dogakobo is portraying these characters is very interesting to me, and I'm having a blast watching their character interactions, but also how what you would expect one character to be, it's completely another. But this coffee shop owner, man, I have to say, like, we need to see more of him. He's amazing, and I really hope that we'll see more employees go to this coffee shop to just see even more insane character interactions between everyone. I mean, just honestly, this episode had me dying of laughter. I thought everything about it was amazing, and they're doing a lot of things that I love with the animation, kind of Lucky Star style, where they pull back and just have an absurd facial reaction. I love that style of animation when it's used for comedy. It always has me laughing, but I just thought this was an amazing episode. The voice acting, animation, the comedy, everything about this is just my cup of tea. I am having a blast with Gabriel DropOut. This is just, it's an amazing series, man. I'm having a lot of fun. But for anyone who watched the episode, what did you think of this episode? How are you feeling about this coffee shop owner? Because he's now my favorite character. What was your favorite comedy gag? So let me know your overall thoughts for the episode, and before you leave, hit that like button if you did enjoy the video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Till until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.